They're hunted by police across continents to bring them to justice. But what drives them is the final series of Anaga. She's got big dreams.
She's got big dreams. Septic comedy with Mandy on BBC Two. Toxic comedy with Mandy. Over on BBC Two now.
Oh yeah, we're talking.
Your pitch doctor, everything top gear. Press red for all episodes on BBC iPlayer.
Welcome to this year's National Eisteddfod, celebrating the best of Welsh culture with music, theatre, poetry and dance.
From Wrexham, Eisteddfod 2025 with Hugh Stevens. Thursday at 7 on BBC
Press red for all episodes on BBC iPlayer.
This is BBC One Wales with
BBC One Northern Ireland with Clive, Myrie and Tara.
in 10 o'clock.
With Clive.
It's 10 o'clock.
At 10, Israel's cabinet is to meet to decide whether to expand the war in Gaza. It comes as the brother of an Israeli hostage held by Hamas tells the BBC video showing him emaciated and weak is a new form of cruelty.
My parents are shattered. My father can't sleep. My mom cries all day.
Speculation in Israel tonight that Prime Minister Netanyahu has decided to ignore the advice from security officials and has concluded that military force is the only way to bring the remaining hostages home.
Tens of thousands of households are without power across northern Scotland after Storm Floris blows in. The first female head of MI5, Dame Stella Rimington, has died at the age of 90.
Here's drama for you.
And an injured Chris Woakes tries to save England at the end of a dramatic test series against India.
Coming up on
The Storm Minister is challenging to stand out against the dual carriageway.
Hello there. Benjamin Netanyahu says he'll convene his security cabinet this week. Amid speculation, Israel could widen the war in Gaza. He says the work of defeating Hamas isn't over, and expanding the conflict may be the only way to get the hostages released. All right, John, thank you for that. John Donnison there, live in Jerusalem. Now here, thousands of homes are still without power across northern Scotland after Storm Floris blew in. There's been widespread travel disruption too in northern England and Northern Ireland. Planes have been grounded, railway lines blocked by fallen trees and bridges have closed. You can see here how the storm gradually moved northward throughout the day. An amber weather warning is still in place tonight, meaning there's a danger to life, with winds possibly reaching up to 90 miles an hour. Here's David Wallace-Lockhart. So, with Storm Floris's appearance in August, evidence of climate change. Justin Rolat is here with more. Justin.
Thanks, Clive. Now, just take a look how today's huge storm developed. You can see it sweeping across Scotland during the day. However, the bottom line is this: the link between climate change and storminess is not strong here in the UK. Clive.
All right, Justin, thank you. Justin Rolat, our climate editor there. Now, let's take a look at some of the other stories making the headlines tonight. And a 4-year-old girl has died at a swimming pool in Stoke-on-Trent. Staffordshire police were called to Waterworld in Hanley this afternoon, and she was taken to hospital but died a short time later. Waterworld says it's working closely with the authorities. The far-right activist Tommy Robinson has been arrested in connection with an alleged assault at London St Pancras railway station. British Transport Police haven't named Robinson, whose real name is Stephen Yaxley Lennon, but they confirmed a 42-year-old man from Bedfordshire was arrested at Luton Airport. Scotland's Deputy First Minister Kate Forbes says she'll stand down as a member of the Scottish Parliament at next year's elections. Ms Forbes, whose daughter turned 3 this month, said in a statement that she didn't want to miss any more of the precious early years of family life. And the carmaker Tesla has granted its chief executive, Elon Musk, shares worth $29 billion, or nearly £22 billion, to try to keep him at the company. Tesla says the multi-billionaire is an extraordinary talent. Now, 2 men have appeared in court charged in connection with the rape of a 12-year-old girl in Nuneaton. It's believed that Ahmad Molakhil and Mohammed Kabir are asylum seekers from Afghanistan. Seema Katecha is here with me. What more do we know about this case?
Yeah, so Clive, as you...
Okay, Seema, thank you. Seema Katecha there. And Matt Chorley will have more on all of this over on Newsnight on BBC Two. Chorley, hi Matt.
Thanks, Clive. Yeah, Keir Starmer tonight is set to promise no more gimmicks and broken promises on small boats. But is that a promise he can keep? And what does Sydney Sweeney's genes tell us about the state of American politics? That's Newsnight tonight, 10:30, BBC Two, iPlayer, and around the world on BBC News.
Thanks, Matt. Now, after several years of financial trouble, Morecambe Football Club is facing the imminent prospect of being shut down unless it can secure a takeover deal. Now, 80 years ago this week, a nuclear bomb was dropped on a civilian population for the very first time, followed by a second bomb 3 days later. The attacks on the Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki hastened the end of World War II, but at an estimated cost of more than 118,000 lives lost instantly across both cities. The final number of dead, however, is thought to be at least 200,000, as many died later from radiation sickness. An atomic bomb has never been used again in warfare, but with ongoing conflicts, particularly between nuclear-armed states, Hiroshima serves as a warning from history. Here's Jordan Dunbar. What a test series it's been this summer between England and India, fluctuating fortunes all the way down to the wire. And on this final day of the final test, high drama at the Oval, with Chris Woakes coming into bat with his arm in a sling. But despite the heroics, England were denied a record-breaking run chase by the tourists, who snatched victory by just 6 runs. It was one of the most dramatic conclusions in Test cricket history. Joe Wilson has the full story. Time for the weather news now, and Ben has more details. Is Floris still causing problems, Ben?
Well, Clive, Floris is still making its presence felt, particularly across the north and the east of Scotland. The strong a little way off. If you want to keep track on your local forecast in the short and longer term, you can, of course, do that on the BBC Weather app. But that is all from me for now. Back to you, Clive.
Ben, thank you for that. Ben Rich there. That's it. Now, let's join our colleagues for all the news where you are. Have a peaceful night.
Thank you, Clive. Hello, I'm Claire Summers. Welcome to Wales Today. Tonight's headlines. Faces waiting another year for a hip operation in England because of budget pressures here. Stockville has warned that and thousands of fake voodoo dolls are seized and traced back to a shop also supported by the Floris family and some choking hazards to children. It's a place for much of the country.
Good evening, I'm Assad. 6 years after her fire. It's one of the worst summer storms ever. A resident who's returned to her Weaver says she's still
Good evening. NHS patients from Wales who need knee and hip operations and also facing lengthy delays after a health call with English hospitals to copy Wales's longer waiting forward. OS Teaching Board announced a change to save money as it could not afford the cost of how costly treatments in England being carried out. Now from our Westminster and Amelia Belly.
People from 20
a little bit warmer
in Brecon. We'll have regular updates for you today, but still blustery on the north. Will stay dry, mostly dry in the national eastern, but in Wrexham tomorrow and breezy with a high around 19 Celsius. Cricket. Enjoy live commentary on 5 Sports Extra.
We are back tomorrow morning. Updates in breakfast from 6:25. That is Welsh showers will
today,
push in
and
overnight
all of us
west,
oscillating.
quite heavy
Thanks
at
for
times.
watching.
This is steady clearer towards the east.
Through
The
the
overnight
last of
lows
the
around
warnings
11 to
across
13 degrees. It will still be quite
Tell me, how did it feel
tonight.
going from
As Storm Floris moves on tomorrow, it'll be less windy. However, still quite blustery, especially towards the north coast. It will gust around 40 to 50 miles per hour. Some showers around in the morning time, however, it will dry up in the afternoon, clearing as well, so allowing for some sunshine and temperatures around 72 degrees. It'll be a better day on Wednesday. Right start to the day with plenty of sunshine right across Ireland. Cloud will move in from the south in the afternoon time, bringing the chance of 1 or 2 showers. It'll be a largely dry day, with temperatures around average for the time of year. Improving picture as we head into the end of the week. Temperatures rising slightly, with more sunshine in the forecast. And most importantly,
know the story of human evolution, but where do we come from?
in the morning until then.
This is a significant as this. You might think you know the story of human evolution, but now we are discovering it's more dramatic than we ever imagined.
This was something that
Had you done it before? What would the